Hi there. To start off, I have never done a YouTube video like this in my whole life. I have always been hidden out, never wanting to come out of my shell, never wanting to explore the world with my ideas that I have stuck on a piece of paper for so long in my life. But today I woke up, I said, what can I do to change the world today? How can I help somebody that lives all the way in New York while I live on the other side of the country? How can I tell somebody that you're beautiful without making them feel like I'm just another person to them? Well, to be honest, we're all people. Celebrities, they're people. Regular day people. People you see on the streets that are homeless, they're still people. Just because they don't have the luxury that we do every day of our lives doesn't mean we can't consider them a person. In every person, we have a heart with lungs that breathe, and we have minds that express our expressions that we think out of. And every day we have eyes that we see, we have ears that we hear. We're never for sure what people do, though. We don't know what's reality and what's fantasy. I mean, you watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians on TV, but do people actually think it's real? I find it entertaining, but that's just me because a lot of people don't. But I'm here to tell you that those people carry emotions, so what you write on Twitter and what you write on any kind of different social media, they see and they can hear and they feel what we feel when somebody says something bad to us. There is this website that I have recently had, and it is called Ask FM, and I know there are a lot of people who hurt on there and who get told mean things about themselves, and so they drop their self-esteem level like 10 times down. And no, I'm not a celebrity who's going to change the world, but I am a regular day person who feels like I can change the world by being somebody who can take one footstep outside the door and say, hey world, I'm here. I'm Alexis, and I can do what I want to do. And today I have decided that I'm going to do what I want to do. I have written a speech, and I wrote it April 29th of 2015. And I offered the school that I go to see if I could do a speech like this. And so what I did is I went out, and I was only in middle school. Now I'm a freshman, supposedly. And now I got 150 signatures, and I had 60 from 8th grade, I had 50 from 7th grade, and then I had 40 of 6th graders who said they supported me and they would want to hear this speech. So I present this up to the principal, and he tells me that this is an inconvenient timing. What are you trying to tell me? I'm sorry that my speech may be a little harsh, or it might be just a piece of reality that people don't want to hear. But emotions aren't irrelevant in our time of day. We can learn about this every single day without being told that we are nothing and that we have something that we don't need to hear. We have something that we do need to hear. We need to hear how people feel. We need to stand up for others. So today I'm going to present you my emotional teen speech. It's not really just for teens, though. It's for everyone in the whole world. Here I go. For a minute, I wasn't sure how many of you would take this seriously. For an hour, I was overthinking how words that came out of my mouth, an average 8th grade girl, would affect any of you. A day later, I thought about giving up since words don't affect others. Until it hit me. Words do affect others. That's the part of the reason why I'm standing up here, talking to you in this very moment we call now. Words aren't just something that mean nothing. Words affect people in good and bad ways. How many of you out there like compliments? Comment down below. Most of you do, even if you really won't admit it. Now I'm going to twist this thing. How many of you like insults? Comment down below and let's see how many people do. I bet none of you will say you like insults. Maybe you will for fun, to make sure that I was proved wrong. But I don't think you like to be called a nasty word that can be put out on the internet. Words are fragile, and they can hold so much power. They can make you laugh. They can make you smile. They can make you mad. They can make you upset. They can make you cry. People say the only way words can hurt you is if you let them. Well, that's only a little part of it. When words get repeated that hurt you, you can't always ignore them. The human race isn't just this egotistical thing that feels conceited about themselves and doesn't care about anything else says to them. I care when somebody says, "You look good today," or when somebody says, "You don't look good today." No one can just ignore everything others say. It's truly the most impossible thing to do. That's why gossip happens. Because others eavesdrop on what others say and they don't just ignore it, then they spit out the words of what they heard and that isn't really what reality put them into. Think about these next words. Telephone isn't a game, it's a reality. When rumors of words that are said get out of hand, they affect others in ways that are unimaginable. The dominance of a word holds can break others down that lead to insecure teens. Soon enough, who they see in the mirror isn't someone who they want to see. To be someone that I never wanted to be is something that I never understood. But now I understand it completely. I'm someone who I don't want to be. I don't want to be recognized as a person who's always rude or something like that. I want to be remembered as the person and the nice person who can get along with everybody and do what they want and help them with everything. Yet I know I can never do that without somebody taking my place. There is no individuals in the world half the time. You are the name or label that has been given to you. You can be called worthless, or maybe invisible, or sweet, or funny, or maybe even popular or unpopular. But that is the label you have to live with until you make a difference for the good. Labels are sealed packages. They trap you in a dark place with no way to breathe, and if you try to say different, then the label that you are given to. After all, you are running out of oxygen in a closed space. You can't even take up enough air to breathe what you wanted to say. The people who made society how it is are the people who have made a difference. I bet others want to do it the same, but you don't want to make the difference how they did. The people who changed it made it to where if you're not a size 0, you can be considered fat. For girls, if you don't wear makeup, you're ugly. If you don't wear the right clothes, you're not good enough. For others, maybe even if you wear the same clothes as somebody else, you're a copier. Recently, I logged into my Twitter, and it said that if you are over 130 pounds, do not wear a crop top. Honey, I bought my crop top with my own money, and I will wear it how much I want. Let's see. I think I'm 5 pounds over 135, so I'm going to wear whatever I want. I can wear leggings if I want. I can wear a bra. I can do anything I want. Let's just say I'm going to go walk out in a jacket with a crop top and leggings. I hope you come out in the street and tell me you shouldn't be wearing that, because I'll tell you, you shouldn't be wearing that and discriminating other little girls that feel like they can't do what they want. We are individualized humans. We can do what we want. Don't listen to somebody who's ignorant and tells you to do and what not to do, who won't even know you in 5 years. You'll be living on with your own life. You're not going to know these girls or boys that you go to school with now. You're probably going to take 2 or 3 out there with you. And then what are you going to do? You're going to meet the love of your life. You're going to get married. You're going to have kids or not have kids. You're going to have a career that brings you life and happiness if you decide to take that route. Or you can listen to the people today that tell you what to do and what not to do, and then you'll be a person in your life that listens to everybody else. If you aren't always the happiest person alive, though, you're Depression Debbie. If you show emotions out in public that aren't the best, you can be called an attention seeker or an attention whore. How many of you hate that? How many of you feel like, I can't tell somebody how I feel without getting something bad back? Someone important to me said, people are like glaciers. They can seem so pretty and great on the outside, but under the waters, they can hide whatever the emotions that they really feel. Give an inch, take a mile. Ever heard of that? No? Well, if you haven't, it means people will offer you a little something, and then the person who receives the nice gesture takes it to the limits. Let's say you give someone more power, like a raise. People will assume something and absolutely think they're right if they feel a little bit more power than the average. People think that you say something out of your mouth when you know what came out of your voice. Even though you're your own person, they'll still tell you that you said different. There is no way the human race can be creative like the makers of the world we have today. If we're told who we are, then being who we are. 1,000 words will not leave so deep as an impression as one is dead. In the world we live in today, you might find yourself stuck between a rock and a hard spot. People live two-faced in so many ways. For instance, people might tell you, if you died, no one would care. Then if you actually passed on, they'll spit out the words of lies. They'll talk, he or she was my best friend. No, they weren't. You just don't want to be the one to blame since you're the one who have pushed them to the limits. You feel the guilt and you want to rewrite it, but you can't since you know you can't bring anyone back from the grave. See, the trick is to never act on edge, no matter how unbearable the misery gets. That is a line taken out of this song that I heard called Self-Conclusion. I can't remember the author at this very moment in time, but that is something that you need to take a minute and think about. See, the trick is to never act on edge. We can't act out who we are, no matter how unbearable the misery gets. We all fall for the tiniest belief or impulse and desire, then look for some self-conclusion, which, if you don't know, means suicide. Yet, it's not something we should be doing. Just remember that you might feel a deep sadness in the words people say, but don't listen to them. Break the chains they wrap you in with labels and hurtful words and be your own person. Emotions can sway from so fast as sad to happy by the words spoken out of others' mouths. So don't take drastic measures for temporary moments. It'll get better. Soon enough, happiness will take over and can be from love, joy, and inspiration. It's something we should practice more is to be happy and kind to one another. The ideas of happiness should be shared with others. Ideas are meant to be heard and not thought. You would have never heard the words I have spoken today if I didn't share them with you. To write them out on paper with an amazing and descriptive words that can be read by others and then spoken out of their mouths. Therefore, the ideas that have been exposed on paper, such as the quote, "Love is the most overused word in the human language. It's what we say when we want something, when we need something." Those words would have never been put out there on the planet for millions to think and hear about what one person's thoughts were put out. So speak up. Make sure your words are spoken. Don't settle for less and soar for more. Hopefully, some inspiring words can make you smile. Remember, believe in yourself and be kind to one another. Laugh with others and express your emotions. Also, don't swoop down to the levels of others' pain they want to give you. Be stronger and stand taller. Your emotions are something to not push away. Cope with them. What I'm trying to say is something that is only going to fade away. Think about it. The words that are spoken in this exact moment can't come back, since the moment is now. I'm not going to get back the 10 minutes I just spoke to you ever again. I can't do the same gestures and the same words that I put out again. Yes, I can write it and say it the same, but I can't say it in the same t-shirt I'm wearing right now. I can't say it in the same time of day that I'm doing it right now. I can't do it ever on June 15th, 2015. Yet you can remember these words that are being heard through your ears. Just like the words that hurt your emotions, why can't you remember any of the good words other people hear? I'm trying to tell you right now that I can tell you words and you can remember to listen to it or you cannot. But remember this. What you say, you cannot take back. So think before you act. You never know when emotions can get out of hand. Keep in your back pocket. Emotions are the most strongest, but yet the most fragile things in the world. Thank you for listening to the words that came out of my loud voice. I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep. The only reason I can write this out to you, because in deep sadness, there is no sentimentality. In those words, the last paragraph I just said, I could have not spoken to you if a whole bunch of different people wrote that. I took people's quotes and I put them into my own speech, and I just, I'm going to give out credits to all these people that wrote these great quotes out there, because I don't know who you are, but you just made a difference in my life because I thought about the words that you said. You are somebody who means something to me. You're going to be somebody who means something to this next person that listens to this. Trust me with something. You are somebody who is going to be loved. Maybe not today, maybe not the next day, but soon enough, you are going to be somebody who everybody wants to be around. It doesn't matter if it's 2 friends or 1 friend or your family. You are somebody who is important to someone out there. So don't give up. Don't take that blade and don't put it on your skin. Don't do any of that. Don't take that pill. Don't hang yourself. Don't do anything. You are someone important to this world. That's why we have 7 billion people out there with one voice. Because our voice mixed together brings the world into attention. We can get the world to change who it is and take out the negativity. If you stand up, put your hand with a hand that you know of inspiration, and do something together. Thank you all for doing this. I hope you liked this. Subscribe for more, because I will be definitely posting more of these. Have a nice day, and I really hope I inspired you. You guys are all beautiful.